This is Deb Helfrich, hashtag RedheadedSheHulk. I'm also the founder of hashtag Wellbeing Philosophy. This is a pitch for a seed investment that will alter the world. Paul and Jill, I know you've got the generational wealth plan completely outlined. What I'm asking you to invest in is my strategy for generating generational health. Wellbeing philosophy has strategies that will alter the course of pharmaceutical medicine. In the blind spot of everything the Western medicine measurement men think they know is the fact that bioelectricity, the functioning of our brain and heart waves, getting into the philosophy of how come we ignore both the mind and the soul in our body medicine is a fabulous terrain worth $121 billion marketplace, mental fitness. That's from the Global Wellness Summit think tank, and it's in my pitch deck, and I can send you right to the white paper. 121 billion. And that's when they're looking at mindfulness and meditation. Philosophy is in the blind spot. Hashtag Wellbeing Philosophy. Generational health. Right now, what I'm asking you to do is to help me stay alive. After losing the 150 pounds in 15 months after turning 50, I have spent all pandemic trying to network and failing spectacularly. The conditions of plantation capitalism are truly, truly harming human energy, potential, and well-being. Right now, since I do need some emergency injection of cash, I'm asking to start a tab as I create the strategies and work with you on really creative financial ways to stop our species from self-extincting in 30 years. I know that you're strong enough to hear it, and at any point in time, if you want to go into the philosophical premises, it's basically hyperdigitalization. The difference between what you can easily achieve and what the people who are learning from you aren't able to achieve is machine learning. There is many ghosts in the machine insofar as nobody's programming LinkedIn with use cases for small business owners. Now, you start me up a tab, I couldn't bet you that I can get LinkedIn to give us, to run a project, $50 million check. LinkedIn, Microsoft, one of them, $50 million check. At least 10 million. I can name that influx of millions in 4 words. Reference checks are fraudulent. It's basically a business process and a small little bolt-on. It's a simple programming situation, but mostly it's business process. And why they would give us that money? Because the business process will require everyone to log back into LinkedIn. Reference checks, horribly fraudulent and prejudiced and preferential. They may have been needed at some time in the past, but in 2021, what people need to know is, yeah, people did this work. We don't need some third-party recruiter judging the character of people. and then relaying that onto a manager. How do we know the character of the recruiter, the recruiting firm? We don't. And mostly they exist just to be parasites and make money. Now, the first project I want to work on, I have to work on, is documenting my health evolution. And I want to create a web series. This is what I'm asking you to invest in. To lose the last 50 pounds of my total 200 in the Caribbean. So essentially, we will be saving my life because I've been living in my car for the last 6 weeks, being as ignored as I am on the internet. You know, being a neglected child who's now trying to teach adults how to be much more childlike, astutely, with logic plus love intertwined. People aren't searching for that in Google. Hence, apparently, I don't exist. So what I'm asking for is to create, for you to executive produce and fund a web series for me to spend the last 6 months of this year in the Caribbean. Right now I have 3 locations in mind: Bahamas, Grenada, and Jamaica, in that order. Bahamas would be a one-to-one with me and one of the cohort, talking about losing weight, having, Socratic dialogues about being larger women. The second one, Grenada, there is a wellness retreat, Jessamyn's Eden. They have their own honey, their own cocoa. Valma was an environmental consultant for many years. So that's more of the holistic environmental, it's toxic mold exposure that put me in this situation. And not having any people in my life. I mean, I isolated. I didn't even live on continental US anymore. Something about island life, right? Then end up in Jamaica, where I can explore the health benefits of cannabis, of music, of everything that Jamaica has to offer. And the denouement of the web series will be debuting my new lean, entirely altered 52-year-old self at the Better with Paul retreat. It's a good funnel for you to invest in health and wellness across the Caribbean. And, people want to sponsor me to side trips beyond that. I'm keeping the production as streamlined as possible with those 3 locations. But, there's a lot of opportunity here. The series is about mental fitness leading to physical fitness. It's about the blind spot of the amount of environmental health challenges the world has. And we'll just start getting money flowing into reminding people of the health and well-being benefits of Caribbean tourism. While saving my life. It's evolutionary TV. And of course, there is a strong anti-racist bent. The first anti-racist diet and well-being show will break boundaries. Because here's the deal. If we don't stop getting skin twisted, how are we going to unite as one species to solve global warming, plantation capitalism, the flaws of democracy? There's a lot that needs fixing. And raising the global thinking quotient with life-centric thinking. First, do no harm to any molecule of life. This is a message that the island nations of the Caribbean will be leading us into the future as far as honoring ancestral wisdom, figuring out how to pivot into different sorts of more humanistic contemporary economies. Let me go hang out there and in my inimitable way, apply complex thinking to the challenges of our failing civilization through demonstrating that even over 50, you can entirely alter your body and your life and find a sense of meaning and purpose in being exactly who you are. You know, back to generational health and your very, very world-evolving avatars. Many of them struggle with society's corrupt messages of being well and being fit. This series will have a lot of appeal. It will change a lot of hearts about the truth of bodies. And that, to me, it's worth everything. That's why I risked my own life. But it isn't okay that I keep getting ignored. I need your help to change that dynamic, to learn not how to be an entrepreneur, but how to be a thinking leader. You know, I'm not an expert in some little niche. I want to explore how we think about being human. That's what well-being philosophy is. It is a unifying theory of human energy, potential, and well-being, employing philosophy to unite African, Eastern, and Western approaches to do-it-yourself well-being strategies. This is a $1 trillion Enter-cation empire. Let's create a project to make money, to create sponsorship opportunities, to sell NFT art. I mean, that's what these are, sketchbooks of my process for staying alive. And at that level, abundance incarnate. Just keep me alive. And at some point, there will be an exponential return on this tab you're starting up for me. Harmony.